Hey guys, what's going on? We're back with another Destiny 2 video, and today we're doing a Liar's Handshake HOIL build video, which is awesome. It's fun. I enjoyed, obviously, farming for these different cloaks here, and today we're just going to focus on this one, although I might do some more build videos because, again, there's just so much you can do, so many different combinations and potential things that can work really well. I've seen some Verity Brow builds out there using Gunpowder Gamble, and obviously with this roll here, that's something that could work. Again, there's just so many different combinations that it's phenomenal. But let's get into this cloak here. It's going to give us both Liar's Handshake exotic traits as well as HOIL, which if you don't know what these do, Liar's is going to give you extra damage with your powered melee, or after you have been hit by a melee attack, it will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful arc melee counterpunch. With our weapons and whatnot, we're going to have ways to power that up even more. And with HOIL, basically anytime we use an ability, it's going to empower the regeneration of the other two. So we use our melee, and that's going to increase the cooldown time, or rather decrease the cooldown time on both our grenade and our class ability, if those have both been used. If not, it doesn't really work. But essentially, if you get the gameplay loop down, you're going to have your abilities almost all the time. Plus, with this build anyways, you're just going to have your dodge and your melee up most of the time, and if you mess the loop up anyways, HOIL will just help you get that stuff back. So with our weapons, I just got this sidearm and I thought, man, this would work really well with this build. The Pugilist is going to build into your melee, so final blows with this weapon will generate melee energy. That's again if you happen to lose out on your melee and you have to get it back. This will help out a little bit. Also, Swashbuckler, if you find yourself needing to use your weapon for a little bit, which honestly with this build, using your weapon is pointless because your punch is the weapon. But if you do, Swashbuckler will give you increased damage. And of course, you're going to have that after you get melee kills, or you get kills with this weapon. For your shotgun, you're going to want to make sure you have a 1-2 punch. We have Pugilist yet again. If you in fact need to get your melee back, 1-2 punch is going to enhance our punch even more and just give us increased melee damage. And of course, Tractor as well, which is one of the best ways to debuff a boss and just get increased damage. We like to call it the Wubs in our clan because it sounds like the Wubs, and you drop in that base, as you can see here. Drop in that base. And yeah, I'm going to show you some gameplay of this build in action in the background, and I'm going to flash the fragments on screen as well that you're going to want to run with this build. So starting off with the super, I liked to run Deadfall Tether. There's so many different things that you can run with this build if you want to have fun and you're just doing something that's maybe a little bit lower level. Storm's Edge is passable. If you're mainly Ad Clear, Silence, and Squall, or again, Deadfall Tether is a great choice. If you like the movement, like, I enjoy Grapple and stuff, Silk Strike is a decent option for Ad Clear yet again. And really, Golden Gun, outside of using Celestial or Star Eaters, really isn't that great. So, unless you're just a Golden Gun fan, really, you can use whatever super you want. So what is going to matter? You're going to need your Gambler's Dodge, jump, do whatever you want. You can blink for all I care. It's up to you. But for the sake of this build, you're definitely going to need Combination Blow. If you don't know what the loop is for this, basically you're going to get a melee kill, then you're going to dodge, and this will continue to stack your Combination Blow up to ×3, which will give you the most damage. You have to do that 3 times. Dodge, melee, and you'll see in the bottom left that you have Combination Blow ×3. That's going to give you the most damage. And again, you're going to be adding the extra damage with 1-2 punch and Tractor, and you're just going to do a bunch of damage. I like to have, again, a lot of movement, and Grapple has the lowest cooldown of any grenade in Hunter Prismatic, so it's just nice to have on in general. As you can also use that to melee, so if you run out again of your melee, or something weird happens with the loop, maybe it breaks or whatever, you can again melee with the grapple, and it will have, you know, a similar effect essentially the more ways you can melee, the better. For your aspects, we're going to have Stylish Executioner on, which is just one of the best hunter aspects out there. You're going to get invisibility after you debuff stuff, and perhaps the more important part here is, again, because you're going to be doing so much dodging, Winter's Shroud, which is our other aspect slotted in here, which is, of course, when you dodge, you're going to slow nearby targets. And slowing targets briefly increases your class ability regen. So you're, again, always going to have your dodge up. And this is actually a really fun build to use in Breach Executable. You are going to have some overloads, so you can just punch them, or rather dodge, then punch them, because your dodge will slow them and in turn stun them, because slowing will stun overloads. So yeah, you're going to be freezing stuff, you're going to be invisible, and you're going to be one-punch hunter, essentially. For our fragments, we have Facet of Protection, which is while you're surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage, while Transcendent, the effect is increased. We also have Facet of Balance, which is rapidly defeating targets with light damage, grants melee energy, and rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage, grants grenade energy. You're going to be defeating people with, or rather enemies with, light damage melees, and you're going to be doing the defeating as well with stasis because of the dodge and whatnot. And if you do end up using the sidearm martyrs, or rather breachlight, can't wait for Martyr's Retribution to come back if you can't tell, but if you're using breachlight, that is strand, so that'll also work with Facet of Balance. Next we have Facet of Dawn, which is going to give you radiant when you hit enemies with your melee. You're going to be doing that a lot, so you're always going to be radiant. Then Facet of Purpose, you're going to be making a bunch of orbs, which I will show you the mods, the armor mods here shortly as well. So you're always going to have access to Amplified or whatever you have on based on your super. If you're using the tether like me, you're always going to have your Void Overshield up. And then Facet of Devotion, because you're going to be using Stasis Dodge, and your enemies will be afflicted with Stasis debuff, so you're going to again get some bonus Light Transcendence energy. You can mix and match. There are some other facets that will do better maybe with this build, or again, if you're not using the exact loadout that I am. Again, you can use basically any 1-2 punch shotgun you have, any other primary you want, or even go double special if you want. But Tractor and 1-2 punch are going to essentially buff your punch to the highest it can be. So you're, again, definitely going to want those two. I'm going to show a little screenshot of the armor mods here at the end, so you can pause if you'd like to see said armor mods. And for the rest of the video, I'm going to show some gameplay. Again, I'm not doing any dim links because I want to encourage engagement with these videos. So if you decided to stay and watch and you didn't just click the timestamps below, I appreciate it a lot. Let me know what your favorite food is down in the comment section. Happy exotic class item hunting, and I will definitely have some more build videos up soon. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.